The 35th regular session of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod of the City of Tagum will now come to order. Pursuant to the internal rules of procedure of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod, in lieu of the regular presiding officer who is on official business, majority of the members of the Sangguniang will elect the temporary presiding officer. Hence, as elected as the temporary presiding officer, this representation will be the one to preside over this 35th regular session. And may I request the Secretary to the Sangguniang to determine if the Sangguniang is in quorum.
The attendance for this afternoon's regular session. The regular presiding officer, Honorable Evaluate ESW, is presently on official business. Presiding over this session is Honorable Agripino G. Cuquilla Jr. Honorable Leo de Revita is still out. Honorable Melito Andilamos is present. Honorable Shara Isabel E. Salazar is present. Honorable Vreni Jem O. Kaasi is present. Honorable Rex Jasper R. Ala is present. Honorable Romeo L. Catayas is present. Honorable Catherine S. Elliott is still out. Honorable Ed Mark O. Wakan is present. Honorable Arthur V. Ong Jr. is present. Honorable Dr. Eric R. Perez is present. Honorable Angela G. William is present. And Honorable Beethoven S. Rubinos is present. Mr. Presiding Officer, there are now 11 members present. There is a quorum, sir.
Since we are in quorum, we can proceed to the proceedings of the 35th regular session, to be started with the opening prayer, to be led to us by Honorable Arthur V. Ong Jr., followed by the pambansang singing of the pambansang awit ng Pilipinas, panunumpa ng katapatan sa watawat, the Councilor's Creed, and the singing of the Tagum Mabuhay Ka. May I request Councilor Ong for the prayer.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Almighty. Heavenly Father, we come before you today with grateful hearts as we gather for the 35th regular session. We thank you for the gift of service and the opportunity to work together for the good of our community. Grant us wisdom, Lord, as we discuss and deliberate on matters that affect the lives of our constituents. Guide our minds to think clearly, our hearts to remain compassionate, and our words to be respectful and constructive. May integrity and fairness be the foundation of every decision we make. Help us to set aside personal interests and focus on what is just and beneficial for all. We ask for your guidance in fostering unity among us, despite our differences, so that we may work harmoniously towards progress and the development. Bless this session, O Lord, and all the people we serve. May our efforts bring honor to you and improvement to our community. All this we ask in your holy name. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, helas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit kong pangaw, ay hinagang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihingi, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di maghihingi, luha ng araw ng walhagin pagsinta, mo'y langit sa piling ko, ang hindi kaya na pagkay mga akin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Panunumpa ng katapatan sa watawat ng Pilipinas. Ako ay Pilipino, buong katapatang nanunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas at sa bansang kanyang sinasagisag na may dangal, katarungan at kalayaan na pinakikilos ng sambayan ng makadiyos, makatao, makakalikasan at makabansa. Councilor's Creed. I am a Philippine councilor, mandated by law to enact measures and ordinances that redound to the general welfare of my constituents in their pursuit for happiness, peace, and prosperity. I believe in public service above self as the guiding principle of my official acts, and as I tread the pathways of local legislation, may the Almighty guide my mind and heart that I shall be true to my constituents and the Filipino people.
Sa lupain ng pangako ay may isang paraiso. Ang matatag at matatayog niyang mundo ay sagana sa saging at ginto. Mga bukid niya at mga parang at mga lumpiang balayan. Saan dapuman kung iyong pagmamasdan ito'y larawan ng kasaganahan. Tagum mabuhay ka, tagum mabuhay ka, nasa'yo ang bukas na walang kasing ganda. Tagum mabuhay ka, tagum mabuhay ka, paraisong puno ng pag-asa. Ang lahat niyang nasasakupan, nagmamahal sa kapayapaan, nagkakaisa lahat at nagtutulungan patungo sa biging kaunlaran. Di magtatagal maaabot din lahat ng pinapangarap natin. Kapit kamay lahat ay ating harapin, ang tuktok ay kaya nating abutin. Tagum mabuhay ka, tagum mabuhay ka, nasa'yo ang bukas na walang kasing ganda. Tagum mabuhay ka, tagum mabuhay ka, paraisong puno ng pag-asa. Tagum mabuhay ka, tagum mabuhay ka, nasa'yo ang bukas na walang kasing ganda. Tagum mabuhay ka, tagum mabuhay ka, paraisong puno ng pag-asa. Paraisong puno ng pag-asa.
And let's proceed to the order of business. Let's proceed to the reading and consideration of the minutes and journal of proceedings of the 34th regular session conducted last March 16, 2026. May I request the good gentleman from Barangay La Pilipina, Councilor Edmar Cuacan, for the reading of the minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. For the minutes of the 34th regular session dated March 16, 2026, considering that each and every member has been furnished with a copy of the said minutes, I move to dispense with the reading thereof in full text, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's a motion to dispense the reading of the full text of the minutes of the 34th regular session that was conducted last March 16, 2026, duly seconded by Councilor Ala, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Elliott. Do we have discussion? Do we have amendment? Do we have objection? If we have no objection, motion approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the adoption of the minutes of the 34th regular session dated March 16, 2026, consisting a total of 241 pages.
There's a motion moved by good Councilor Edmar Cuacan for the adoption of the minutes of the 34th regular session conducted last March 16. A second?
Seconded.
Duly seconded by Councilor Catayas, Councilor Ala. Do we have objection? discussion? If we have no objection, we have no discussion and amendment, motion approved. Let's proceed to the journal of proceedings of the 34th regular session. Councilor Edmark Wakan is recognized again.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. For the reason that each and every member has been furnished with a copy of the Journal of Proceedings of the 34th regular session of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod dated March 16, 2026, I therefore move to dispense with the reading thereof in full text, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's a motion to dispense the reading of the full text of the Journal of Proceedings of the 34th regular session conducted last March 16, duly seconded by Councilor Ala. Do we have discussion? No objection, motion approved. Let's proceed to the adoption.
I move for the adoption of the Journal of Proceedings of the 34th regular session of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod held last March 16, 2026 at the SP Session Hall, consisting a total of 68 pages, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's a motion for the adoption of the Journal of Proceedings of the 34th regular session. Seconded by Councilor Ala. Do we have objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Let's proceed to the privilege hour. Any member of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod who wish to deliver its privilege speech, if there's none, let's proceed to the question hour. May we ask the Secretary if we have a guest for this afternoon?
There is none, Mr. President.
Since we have no guest, let's proceed to this the reading and referral of proposed measures, ordinances, resolutions, petitions, letters, and other communications. May I request the Secretary for the reading of measures on first reading.
Yes, Mr. President, for our measures on first reading, we have items under resolutions. First is draft resolution number 572, a resolution congratulating Mr. Reinald G. Kamasin for her outstanding achievement in ranking top 1 in the recent Medical Technologist Licensure Examination, authorized Councilor Elliott.
This particular draft resolution number 572, series 2026, with the title as read by the Secretary, be referred to the Gender Equality, Development, Children, Family Welfare, and Social Services. Proceed to item number 2.
Item number 2 is resolution number 573, a resolution conferring posthumous award upon the late Honorable Danilo Lanit Albit, incumbent Barangay Kagawad of Barangay San Isidro, Tagum City, Davao del Norte, as an exemplary public servant worthy of recognition, authorized Councilor Rubinos.
Said draft resolution number 573, series 2026, with the title as read, we refer to the Committee on Gender Equality and Development and Barangay Affairs 2 committees, joint committees, and the lead committee is the Gender and Equality. Number 3, please.
Number 3, Mr. President, is resolution number 574, a resolution extending cash assistance to the bereaved family of the late Honorable Danilo Lanit Albit, incumbent Barangay Kagawad of Barangay San Isidro, Tagum City, Davao del Norte, in the amount of 50,000 pesos, authorized Councilor Rubinos.
Said draft resolution number 574, series 2026, with the title as read, be referred to the two committees, Committee on Finance and Barangay Affairs, lead committee, Committee on Finance.
For item number 4, Mr. President, resolution number 575, a resolution congratulating Joanna Marican Diz Senilio, a grade 4 student of Magugpong Pilot Imelda Elementary School, SPED Center, for winning a bronze medal in the 2026 Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, Greater Bay Area Mathematical Olympiad final round held at Hong Kong Science Park, authorized Councilor Vice Mayor Evelyn Estabilio.
Said draft resolution number 574, series of 2026, with the title as read, be referred to the Committee on Gender and Development.
Yes. Number 5, Mr. President, is resolution number 576, a resolution authorizing Honorable Waity Uy, City Mayor, to extend financial grant to registered with accredited youth organizations in the amount of 95,000 pesos for the implementation of their project, programs, and activities. Author is Councilor Rillion.
Said draft resolution number 576, series of 2026, be referred to the two committees, Committee on Finance and Youth, Lead Committee, Committee on Finance. For letters and communications,
Mr. President, under letters, number 1 is this letter dated March 16, coming from Honorable Filadel Fadi Castillo, Punong Barangay of San Isidro, pertaining to supplemental budget number 1 for 2025 of Barangay San Isidro, appropriating the sum of 409,377 pesos and 27 centavos only.
letter number 1 be referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Committee on Finance, Lead Committee, Barangay Affairs.
Item number 2, Mr. President, is another letter dated March 18, coming from the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy. This pertains to the City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, Resolution number 5, Series of 2026, entitled, a resolution endorsing to the Sangguniang Panlungsod of Tagum the proposed utilization of the unexpended balance of the City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Fund for CY 2023 to 2025, amounting to 36,711,761 pesos and 35 centavos for programs and projects reflected in the supplemental CDRIMF investment plan for calendar year 2026.
Item number 2 of letters and communication, with the title, full text and title being read by the Secretary to the Sangguniang, be referred to the Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction Management and the Committee on Finance, Lead Committee, Disaster and Risk Reduction.
Number 3, letter dated March 16, coming from the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy. This pertains to a draft deed of donation of government procured equipment by the Department of Science and Technology, 11, for the implementation of the project Community Empowerment through Science and Technology and Grassroots Innovation for Inclusive Development for Marginalized Communities in Davao del Norte, Be Bless, Beekeeping, Bee Saving, Livelihood Support Services, with a total acquisition cost of 99,730 pesos in favor of the City Government of Tagum.
Said letter, communicated as under item number 3, be referred to the Committee on Science and Technology, Livelihood Projects, and Laws, 3 committees, Lead Committee, Science and Technology.
Number 4, letter dated March 18, coming from the Honorable City Mayor. This pertains to a draft memorandum of agreement between the Department of Education and the City Government of Tagum for the provision of cash assistance in the amount of 500,000 pesos to cover expenses for training activities and for 2026 Palarong Pabansa.
Said letter, as read by the Secretary to the Sangguniang, be referred to the Committee on Finance, Committee on Youth and Sports, and Committee on Laws, 3 committees, joint committees, Lead Committee, Committee on Finance.
And
The last item,
last item, Mr. Chair, is this letter dated March 18, coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to the local health board resolutions. Letter A, LHB Resolution number 5, a resolution naming the Super Health Center located at Barangay Magupo South, Tagum City as the City Health Office of Tagum and defining functions of its 2 buildings for the delivery of primary care services and implementation of health programs in support of the universal health care. And letter B, LHB Resolution number 5-A, a resolution endorsing to the Sangguniang Panlungsod the naming of the Super Health Center located at Barangay Magupo South, Tagum City as a Super Health Office of Tagum and defining the functions of its 2 buildings for the delivery of primary care services and implementation of health programs in support of universal health care.
said letter that covers sub-item letter A and B, both from the Local Health Board Resolutions number 5 and Resolution number 5-A, is referred to the Committee on Health, and with special notation that this is certified urgent by the local chief executive. This is referred to the Committee on Health. Let's proceed to the
Excuse me. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Just a brief manifestation with respect to letter number 5, items A and B, which were certified for urgent action in today's session. May I respectfully state that upon coordination with the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang, it was ascertained that in order to act on these referrals, the passage of appropriate ordinances is necessary, and the same will contain specific details such as technical descriptions and other pertinent provisions. Thus, ample time is necessary to ensure that these measures will be satisfactorily acted upon and that the corresponding ordinances will be sufficiently and properly prepared. In this regard, I respectfully move that instead of treating these items as urgent, the same be referred to the committee as mentioned for appropriate action. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Okay, thank you. As an incidental motion, that this was moved, that this be referred and observed the regularity of the conduct of committee hearings and committee meetings for the crafting of appropriate ordinances. Said same be referred to Committee on Health and to observe the regularity of the conduct of committee hearings and committee meetings. Let's proceed to the committee reports. First on the list is the Committee on Public Works, Facilities, and Utilities. May I request the good Councilor Wakan, to present the committee report number 2, Series 2026, on behalf of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. In behalf of the Committee on Public Works and Facilities, let me have the opportunity to present the committee report number 2, Series of 2026. The committee hearing was conducted last March 18, 2026 at the SP Session Hall, New City Hall building. Mr. Presiding Officer, considering that each and every member has been furnished with a copy of this committee report number 2, Series of 2026, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text. I so move, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's a motion from good Councilor Honorable Wakan on behalf of the members of the Public Works to dispense the reading of the full text of Committee Report number 2, Series of 2026. Any second? Duly seconded by Councilor Ala, Councilor Sharawi Salazar, Councilor Rivita, and Councilor Iliot. Any objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Kindly proceed for the adoption.
I move for the adoption of the committee report number 2, Series of 2026.
Since there's a motion for the adoption of the committee report number 2, Series 2026, submitted by the Committee on Public Works, Facilities, and Utilities. Since this is work of the committee, no need for second. If there's no objection, the motion is hereby approved. Let's proceed to the joint committee report number 3, submitted by the Committee on Public Works or Facilities and Utilities and the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Privileges. May I again request Councilor Wakan to present the report.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. This is in behalf of the Joint Committee on Public Works, Facilities, and Utilities and the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Privileges. This pertains to Joint Committee Report number 3, Series of 2026, held last March 18, 2026. The subject matter pertains to letter dated March 5, 2026 from Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, addressed to the honorable members of the Sangguniang Officer. I so move.
It has been moved by Honorable Wakan to dispense the reading of the full text of the Joint Committee Report number 3, Series 2026. The subject matter as stated, this is in relation to the Tuti Terminal 4. Any second? Duly seconded by Councilor Ala, Councilor Sharawi Salazar, Councilor Kasi, and Councilor Rivita. Any objection? If there's no objection, to dispense the reading. If there's no objection, motion approved. Kindly proceed for the adoption.
I move for the adoption of the Joint Committee Report Number 3, Series of 2026.
It has been moved for the adoption of the Joint Committee Report Number 3, Series 2023. If there's no objection, motion approved. Let's proceed to Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Environmental Protection and Ecology, Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriation, and the Committee on Laws. Again, may I request Councilor Wakan to do the honor.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. This pertains to Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026 of the three committees: Committee on Environment, Protection and Ecology, Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriation, the Committee on Laws, Rules and Regulations and Privileges. The subject matter for this committee report involves the letter dated March 9, 2026 of Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, addressed to the Honorable members of the Sangguniang through the City Vice Mayor, the draft financing agreement between the People's Survival Fund Board and the local government of Tagum, Davao del Norte for the implementation of Project Shallow, or the Safe Haven for a Life Below Water, ecosystem-based adaptation through mangrove habitat protection and restoration. Mr. Presiding Officer, considering that each and every member has been furnished with a copy of this Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text. I so move, Mr. Presiding Officer.
It has been moved by Honorable Wakan to dispense the reading of the full text of the Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series 2026 by the Committee on Environment, Committee on Finance, and Committee on Laws. Motion for the dispensation. Any second? Duly seconded by Councilor Ala, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Rivita, and Councilor Iliot. If there's no discussion and observation, there's no objection, motion approved. Please proceed for the adoption.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the adoption of the Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026.
Moved by Councilor Wakan for the adoption of the Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series 2026. There's no objection, motion approved. For item number 4, thank you, Councilor Wakan. Let's proceed to committee report, item number 4, for the Committee Report Number 2, Series 2026 by the Committee on Disaster. Councilor Honorable Beethoven Robinos is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Committee Report Number 2, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management, dated March 11, 2026, with the subject matter: City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council Resolution Number 2, Series of 2026, entitled A Resolution Endorsing the Sangguniang Panlungsod of the Lifting of Declaration of State of Calamity in the City of Tagum due to the impacts of October 10, 2025 Doblet earthquake. After a thorough deliberation, the members of the committee agreed with the following observations and recommendations. First is the guest, in the person of Mr. Shildon P. Isidoro, stated that the emergency condition in the City of Tagum following the declaration of state of calamity has stabilized and that relief operations and assistance have been extended to the affected population.
Excuse me for a while. Kindly state first to, if you wish to read the full text, you can read. But if you need to dispense, kindly dispense first, and then during the adoption, you can state the some of the important notes. Kindly move for the dispensation of the reading.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move to dispense the reading of the full text of the said committee report.
There's a motion to dispense the reading of the content of the committee report number 2, series 2026 by the Committee on Disaster. Any second? Duly seconded by Councilor Ala, Councilor Catayas. Since it was properly dispensed, duly seconded, any objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Let's proceed to the adoption, and after the adoption, we will open the period for information.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for its adoption.
There's a motion for the adoption by Councilor Bitobin Rovinos, duly seconded by Councilor Peris, Councilor Catayas. There's no need for second because this is the work of the committee. Kindly proceed now for the presentation of the content and or information of this committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. After a thorough deliberation of the members of the committee agreed with the following observations and recommendation. First is the guest is the person of Mr. Sheldon P. Isidoro, stated that the emergency condition in the city of Tagum following the declaration of state of calamity has stabilized and that relief operations and assistance have been extended to the affected population. The committee observed that the documents supporting the lifting of the state of the calamity are insufficient and that a document detailing the damages to infrastructure under the jurisdiction of the LGU Tagum should be provided, particularly regarding the restoration of the Tagum City Hall. And with that observation, the members of the committee recommended that the CDRRMO is required to submit a detailed physical and financial accomplishment report on the buildings and infrastructure under the jurisdiction of the city government of Tagum, including the Tagum City Hall. And for second and final reading, Mr. Presiding Officer, subject to submission of the aforementioned requirements.
Any discussion, interpellation? Comment from the chair, may we know if the aforementioned requirements was already submitted to the committee?
As of now, Mr. Presiding Officer, wala pa po.
Okay, so on record, Mr. Secretary, that based on the stipulation made by the good councilor Robinos that the aforementioned requirements as stated in the recommendation still have not been submitted from the City Disaster Risk Reduction Management Office to that committee.
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer.
So do we have further discussion? If we have no discussion, do we have objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Let's proceed to the Joint Committee Report number 2, Series 2026, submitted by the Committee on Barangay Affairs, Committee on Laws, and Committee on Laws. Two committees. May I request Councilor Rovinos to kindly present.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. This is Joint Committee Report number 2, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Barangay Affairs, together with the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, dated March 11, 2026 at SB Session Hall, with the subject matter: Barangay Ordinance number 28, Series of 2025 of Barangay Magugpo South, an ordinance establishing the Barangay Community Garden or BCG in support of the Halina't Magtanim ng Prutas at Gulay or HAPAG program of the Department of Interior and Local Government in Barangay Magugpo South, Tagum City, for the purpose of promoting food security, environmental sustainability, and community participation, and providing funds thereof for appropriate action. Considering that all members present has a copy of this committee report, I move to dispense the reading of the full text of the said committee report, Mr. Presiding Officer.
It has been moved by Honorable Rovinos that the content of the Joint Committee Report number 2, Series 2026 be dispensed with. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Ala, Councilor Rivita. Do we have objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Kindly proceed for the adoption.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. I move for its adoption.
There's a motion for the adoption. Any second?
Adoption of the committee.
No need for the second. Do we have discussion? No further discussion, presentation. If there's no discussion, the motion for the adoption is hereby approved. Let's proceed to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and the Committee on Finance. May I request that, again, Councilor Robinos.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. This is Joint Committee Report numbers 05, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Barangay Affairs, together with the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, dated March 11, 2026, with the subject matter. Supplemental Budget number 2 for calendar year 2025 of Barangay Apukon, appropriating the sum of 292,572 pesos only for appropriate action. I move to dispense the reading of the full text of the said committee report, since all members present has a copy of this committee report, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Moved by Honorable Rovinos to dispense the reading of the full text of Joint Committee Report number 1, Series 2026, with the subject matter as presented, duly seconded by Councilor Ala, Councilor Rivita. Do we have objection? If there's no objection, motion approved.
I move for its adoption, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's a motion for adoption. Any discussion? Discussion and some presentation so that the public may know about the works of the Joint Committee. Kindly proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. After a thorough deliberation, the members of the Joint Committee agreed with the following observations and recommendations. First, the committee observed that the said barangay has no IPMR, and the source of fund of the supplemental budget was from the honoraria of the IPMR for calendar year 2025. Second is the Office of the City IPMR and the Office of the Liga ng mga Barangay will help the Barangay Council of Apukon and other barangays to start the process of selection of their barangay IPMR. And with that observation, and the members of the Joint Committee recommended that the committee will write a letter addressed to the Barangay Council of Apukon, informing them to process the necessary requirements toward the possible selection of their IPMR, and to request the barangay to provide the necessary information and update to the committee regarding the action taken by the barangay with respect to our concern of possible selection process of the IPMR, and to attach minutes of the barangay session during their deliberation of the proposed supplemental budget. And finally, for second and final reading, Mr. Presiding Officer, subject to the submission of the minutes of the barangay session.
Okay, thank you for the detailed information about the recommendation and the works of the Joint Committee. If we have, do we have some discussion? Councilor Perez is recognized.
Mr. Chair, I would like to clarify sa report na the process is not the Liga or the Barangay Council who initiate. The process for requesting for an IPMR must emanate from the Barangay Tribal Council of the said barangay, not the any other group. The group Barangay Tribal Council will request to the Barangay Council to allow to have an IPMR. Just a clarification, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. So said information be relayed to the barangay since IPMR has their unique and specific law. Under that particular law, they have all the power to choose, not to be dictated by any other offices. Okay? Said clarification is well taken and duly noted by the Secretary as form part of the records of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod. Any objection for the adoption? If there's no objection, motion approved. Let's proceed to the Joint Committee Report number 1, Series 2026 by the Committee on Science and Technology, Committee on Education and Laws. May I request Honorable Shara Uy Salazar for the presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. This is to render Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committees on Science and Technology, on Education, and on Laws. The subject matter of this report is the 32nd Regular Session Letter Number 2 of the Draft Memorandum of Agreement between the Mapua Malayan Colleges Mindanao and the City Government of Tagum for the conduct of research and innovation on the Road Marker Project. I move to dispense with the reading of the full text of this Joint Committee Report.
It has been moved by Councilor Shara Uy Salazar to dispense the reading of its full text. Any second? Duly seconded by Councilor Kasi, Councilor Rivita, and Councilor Ala. If there's no objection, motion approved.
I move for its adoption.
There's a motion for the adoption. Any discussion, presentation?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Mr. Don C., our City Information Officer, informed the committee that the City Mayor expressed interest in developing a robot for road marking works, initially to be undertaken by the LGU, but later proposed for collaboration with academic institutions with established robotics research capabilities. Mapua Malayan Colleges Mindanao manifested interest, leading to the formulation of the proposed Memorandum of Agreement. The project is currently in its research phase, with engineering students developing its theoretical and technical foundations to support automated road marking for improved mobility and safety. Under the MOA, Mapua shall provide technical expertise and facilities, while the LGU shall extend logistical support. During the discussion, the members identified the need to further clarify key provisions, including the determination of budget allocations and cost-sharing arrangements, the establishment of defined project timelines, and the inclusion of periodic reporting requirements to ensure proper monitoring of project implementation. That is all. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Okay, thank you for the information. This is all about our engagement with Mapua. For the Mapua will develop robotics for the road markings of the city of Tagum. This is a welcome development. Any further presentation or manifestation? If there's none, the motion for the adoption is hereby approved. Let's proceed to the Committee on Health. Again, Councilor Shara Uy Salazar is requested to present.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. This is to render Joint Committee Report Number 5, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committees of Health and on Laws. The subject matter of this report is the 14th Regular Session Draft City Ordinance Number 94, Series of 2025. An ordinance establishing a mental health policy for the purpose of enhancing the delivery of integrated mental health services, duties and responsibilities of government agencies, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. I move to dispense with the reading of the full text of this Joint Committee Report.
There's a motion moved by Councilor Shara Uy Salazar to dispense the reading of the full text of the Joint Committee Report Number 5, submitted by the Committee on Health and Committee on Laws, seconded by Councilor Kasi, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Rivita, and Councilor Ala. If there's no objection, motion approved.
I move for its adoption.
There's a motion for the adoption. Any discussion, presentation?
A brief point of information, Mr. Presiding Officer, to update the Chamber of the status of Draft City Ordinance Number 94, Series of 2025. The provisions of the proposed ordinance has been reviewed and found by the members to be sufficient and proper in both form and substance, following a series of committee meetings and refinements. The members likewise noted that Section 18 provides for a specified appropriation for the full implementation of the ordinance, which shall be referred to the local finance committee for evaluation and appropriate action. That is all, Mr. Presiding Officer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the information that in order to finally act accordingly and come up with the presentation for the recommendation for approval, this should seek first the local finance committee review, evaluation, and because this has appropriation. Do we have a further discussion? If there's no further discussion, motion for the adoption is hereby approved. Let's proceed to the Committee on Education. Councilor Rex Jasper Ala is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Committee Report Number 3, Series of 2026, submitted by Committee on Education, with subject matters, a letter dated March 10 from Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, addressed to the Honorable Members of the Sangguniang through Honorable Eva Lorraine E. Estabilio, City Vice Mayor, duly received by the Office of the Secretary of the Sangguniang on March 12, 2026, the herein letter from the CMD City Education Development Division relative to the Local School Board Resolution Number 8, Series of 2025, entitled A Resolution Recommending the Relocation of the Tagum City Regional Academy for Senior High School site from Barangay Madaum to Barangay Mangkilam, Tagum City, and providing assistance for the preparation thereof. Since copies were given the said Committee Report Number 3, Series of 2026, I move to the dispense of the reading of the said Committee Report, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Okay, there's a motion to dispense the reading of, may I ask confirmation, that's Committee Report Number 3?
Yes. Yes, Honorable Presiding Officer.
With the subject matter as presented.
Yes,
There's a motion to dispense the reading of the full text of Committee Report Number 3, Series 2026. Do we have second? Duly seconded by Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Rivita, and Councilor Iliot. Any objection? If there's no objection, motion approved.
I move for its adoption, Honorable Presiding Officer.
There's a motion for the adoption. Any discussion?
Discussion, Honorable Presiding Officer, that during the deliberation of the Committee on Education, it was convened and deliberated for the aforementioned letter referral that the committee proceeded to tackle the herein subject matter minus the presence of the expected invited guests. Concerns were raised by Honorable Agripino G. Coquilla Jr. relative to the relocation of Tagum City Regional Academy for Senior High School from Barangay Tagum to Barangay Madaum to Barangay Mangkilam to wit. Number 1, feasibility study. Number 2, issue and accountability. Number 3, perception survey of other social concern. Number 4, are there schools adjacent on the site? Number 5, technical description of the lot located at the T-crush title of the land and its, number 6, and its zoning per zone ordinance. Councilor Agripino G. Coquilla emphasizes that there should be a feasible study regarding the herein subject matter and the recommendation of the committee through Councilor Agripino G. Coquilla Jr. recommended that the Sangguniang Panlungsod Secretary shall write a letter to the local school board for the preparation of the feasible study relative
Feasibility study.
feasibility study relative to the relocation and establishment of Tagum City Regional Academy for Senior High School campus at Barangay Mangkilam, Tagum City. So it is further recommended that the herein subject matter will be rescheduled for another committee meeting, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. Observation from the chair, kindly browse over the subject matter under this committee report number 3. The subject matter, by the way, in order to settle this particular item, the chair declares for 2 minutes recess.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Kindly double check the title. Yung subject matter mo. Dahil copy mo. In order to correct the title as submitted to the Secretary to the Sangguniang, may I solicit motion, appropriate motion for the substitution of the title.
Thank you,
Subject matter.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Since there has been a change of the subject matter, I move a motion, Honorable Presiding Officer, that the subject matter will be changed to the new subject matter. The letter, number 1 letter dated March 10, 2026, from Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, addressed to the Honorable members of the Sangguniang, through Honorable Eva Lorraine E. Estabilio, City Vice Mayor, duly received by the Office of the Secretary to Sangguniang on March 12, 2026. The herein letter from the CMO CMD, City Education Development Division, relative to the local school board number 8, resolution number 8, series of 2025, entitled a resolution recommending the relocation of Tagum City Regional Academy for senior high school site from Barangay Madaong to Barangay Mangkilam, Tagum City, and providing assistance for the preparation thereof. That's
Thank
all.
you. May I request the Secretary to the Sangguniang to cause necessary correction on the title, and it was duly moved. Any second? Duly seconded by Councilor Catayas, Councilor Wacan, Councilor Rivita for the substitution of the title, since it was there's a clerical error. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, title, can we have discussion? Councilor Wacan is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. May I know from the Chairman of the Committee on Education, the attendance on the said committee meeting conducted March 18, 2026 at 10:25, considering that I believe that I was present during the said committee meeting,
Not reflected in the
It's not reflected, Mr.
present.
Presiding Officer.
There's an na-overlook ang presence of Councilor Wakan. Further amendment.
Amendment. Sorry to my good friend from Barangay La Pilipina, Honorable Edmark Wakan. Amendment, Honorable Presiding Officer, that in the hereby certification of the correctness of the foregoing, it will be attached that Honorable Councilor Attorney Edmark Wakan, as a member of the Committee on Laws, I move that his name will be attached on the said resolution, Honorable Presiding Officer.
No, the committee, the chair declares for a 1 minute recess. Can you check the Committee on Education? If Attorney Wakan is a member.
Presiding Officer,
Kindly correct for other present.
yes, Honorable Presiding Officer, that the name of Councilor Attorney Edmark Wakan to the other present will be attached to the...
There's a motion that it would be corrected, duly seconded by Councilor Catayas. Any objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. May I request that Councilor Ala to subject your staff for an upscaling and or retooling so that you will burst in the preparation of the minutes and preparation of committee reports. May I ask if you are amenable to subject your staff for upscaling?
Yes, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Okay, thank you. For next is the Joint Committee Report number 5, Series 2026 by the Committee on Education. Can you proceed, Councilor Ala?
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Joint Committee Report number 5, Series of 2026, submitted by Joint Committees on Education and Laws, Rules, Regulation, and Privileges, with subject matter, letter dated March 9, 2026, from Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, addressed to the Honorable Members of the Sangguniang through Honorable Eva Lorraine E. Estabilio, City Vice Mayor, duly received by the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang on March 11, 2026, the herein draft Memorandum of Agreement between the City Government of Tagum and Mako de Oro College for the Student Internship Program. Since copies were given of the said Joint Committee Report number 5, Series of 2026, I move to the dispense of the reading of the said Joint Committee Report, Honorable Presiding Officer.
There's a motion to dispense the reading of the Joint Committee Report number 5, Series 2026. Any second? Duly seconded by Councilor Ilion, Councilor Catayas. Any objection? Motion approved. Kindly proceed for the adoption.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I move for its adoption, Honorable Presiding Officer.
There's a motion for the adoption. Any discussion? Presentation? So the recommendation is for second final reading. Since we have no discussion, no objection, motion approved. Do we have other committee reports that listed in the notice of meeting? If there's none, the chairs put closure to the presentation of committee reports. Let's proceed now to calendar of business. May I solicit motion from the good councilor, Councilor Wakan, for the appropriate motion for calendar of business.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. I move for the adoption of the calendar of business as stated in the notice of the 35th regular session dated March 23, 2026. I so move, Mr.
Moved
Presiding.
by Councilor Edmark Wakan, duly seconded by Councilor Ala, Councilor Rivita, Councilor Iliot, and Councilor Shara Uy Salazar. Any amendment, inclusion, as a result of the recommendation of the committees, just adopted committee reports? Any amendment? Councilor Ala is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Amendment for inclusion. May I have a number?
The Secretary requested to allocate appropriate number for resolution.
For resolution, that would be resolution number 580.
580.
580, Series 2026.
580.
Okay.
Amendment for inclusion, resolution number 580, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign for in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, the Memorandum of Agreement of Student Internship Program with Mako de Oro College. I move for its inclusion, Honorable Presiding Officer.
There's a motion to include under unassigned business draft resolution number 580, Series 2026, with the title as presented by Honorable Ala. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Rivita, Councilor Catayas. If we have no objection, motion approved. Next, we have other items. Councilor Wakan is recognized. That's resolution number 581.
I move for the inclusion of draft resolution number 581, Mr. Presiding Officer, a resolution authorizing Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, to effect the transfer without cost of unserviceable government-owned motor vehicles to Kanukutan National High School for instructional purposes in accordance with the existing laws and Commission on Audit rules. I so move, Mr. Presiding
There's a
Officer.
motion presented by Honorable Wakan for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 581. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Rivita, and Councilor Ala. Do we have discussion? Do we have objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Kindly proceeds, Attorney Wakan, please.
I move for the, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion, resolution number 582, a resolution authorizing Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, to effect the transfer without cost of unserviceable government-owned motor vehicles to San Agustin Integrated School for instructional purposes in accordance with existing laws and Commission on Audit rules. I so move, Mr. Presiding
There's a
Officer.
motion for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 582, Series 2026, with the title as presented by Honorable Wakan. Any second?
Seconded.
Duly seconded by Councilor Catayas, Councilor Rivita, and Councilor Ala. Do we have objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. I move for inclusion, draft resolution number 583, a resolution authorizing Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, to effect the transfer without cost of unserviceable government-owned motor vehicles to Tagum National Trade School for instructional purposes in accordance with existing laws and the Commission on Audit rules. I so move, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's a motion for inclusion under unassigned business, Draft Resolution Number 583, Series 2023. This is in relation to the authority of the local chief executive to effect the transfer without cost. Duly seconded by Councilors Catayas, Councilor Ala, and Councilor Rivita. Do we have objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Proceed please for the next inclusion.
For inclusion, Mr. Presiding Officer, is draft resolution number 584, a resolution authorizing Honorable Reti Uy, City Mayor, to accept the transfer without cost of the completed project entitled Enhancement of Tagum Nature Park, recorded under account code number 1-07-03-090 and property numbers 0509-0002, amounting to 4,155,913 pesos from the provincial government of Davao del Norte pursuant to Sangguniang Panlalawigan Resolution Number 662, Series of 2025. I so move, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's a motion made by Councilor Wakan for inclusion under an assigned business, draft resolution number 584, with the title as presented just earlier. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Kasi, Councilor Ala, and Councilor Iliot. If there's no objection, motion approved. Another resolution?
I move for inclusion, Mr. Presiding Officer, draft resolution number 585. A resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Reti Uy, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, the financing agreement with the People's Survival Fund Board for the implementation of Project Shallow, or the Safe Haven for a life below water ecosystem-based adaptation through mangrove habitat protection and restoration. I so move, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's a motion made by Honorable Wakan for inclusion in our calendar of business, draft resolution number 585, Series 2026. This is in relation to the MOA, a financing agreement with the Department of Finance, with the full title as presented by Honorable Wakan. Any second? Duly seconded by Councilor Ala. Do we have objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Please proceed.
Lastly, for this representation, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion, draft resolution number 586, a resolution authorizing Attorney Neil John A. Villarico, City Legal Officer, to represent the City Government of Tagum to file appropriate legal action before any tribunal relative to the Intermodal Transport Terminal Module 4 or TOTIT 4 project in line with the Commission on Audit Rules and Regulations. I so move, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's a motion for inclusion under an assigned business, draft resolution number 586, Series 2026, with the title as presented by Honorable Wakan. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Rivita, Councilor Ala, Councilor Rovinos. Do we have objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Any other? Councilor Kaasi is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I respectfully inform this honorable body that the conditional resolution for the Joint Committee on Agriculture and Food and Laws, Rules and Regulations and Privileges of Joint Committee Number 3, which was approved last Monday, March 16, 2026, and scheduled for second and final reading today, March 23, 2026, has already complied with the conditions set forth under the committee's recommendation. As required, the identification of beneficiary has already been duly approved and certified. With this, Mr. Chair, may I include for inclusion under an assigned business, resolution number 587, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Reti Uy to sign and accept in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the Memorandum of Agreement with the beneficiaries of the Livestock Community Grant Program.
There's a motion for inclusion under an assigned business, Draft Resolution Number 587, Series 2026. This is in relation to the livestock with the full title as presented by the Chairperson Committee on Agriculture. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Catayas, Councilor Rivita, Councilor Ala, Councilor Iliot, and Councilor Rubinos. If there's no objection, motion approved. Any other items for inclusion? Councilor Rubinos is requested to present.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Amendments for inclusion under unassigned business. Resolution number 588.
8.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Resolution number 588. A resolution returning Barangay Ordinance number 28, Series of 2025 sa Sangguniang Barangay of Magugpo South, Tagum City, Davao del Norte. I so move for its inclusion, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubinos for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 588, the series of 2026 with the title as mentioned. Any second? Duly seconded by Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Rivita, and Councilor Aala. Any objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Let's proceed to the number 10 of under unassigned business. Councilor Rubinos, do you have still for... Do you have other items?
No more, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Barangay wala.
The chair will declare a 1-minute recess. To check the committee. Sa disaster.
Kaso disaster? Wala pa sila kasubmit?
Lifting, wala pa?
Wala mang kasubmit.
Lifting the kwanto? Wala pa submit? Okay. Okay, so business for today's session, comprising of 9 items under unassigned business, 1 for measures on second reading, and 1 under unassigned business measures on third reading. Any objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Let's proceed now to the unfinished business. None. For business for the day, we have 1 item. Business for the day, kindly read. The secretary is requested to read.
Yes, Mr. President, we have 1 item under second reading. This is resolution number 532, a resolution authorizing Honorable Uy City Mayor to enter into and sign in behalf of the city government of Tagum the broadcast contract with FM radio broadcasting station represented by its proprietor, Mr. Billy Danwil B. Dulatre, for the provision of airtime and related services for the city government information and dissemination.
Said resolution we presented to the plenary by Honorable Limos. May I know from Councilor Limos on the result of resolution number 532 with the request of the committee to provide us information about the certificate of exposure. May we know if the radios, the FM stations have already submitted its certification?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. They already provided the whole year from January to December 2025. It's here in the file.
Okay, kindly proceed now for the final presentation to the
Yes,
plenary.
Mr. Chair.
In order to give time to the proponent to present, are you
Can you
ready?
give us
The
another
chair declares 2
recess?
minutes recess.
Yes, Mr. Thank you. This,
Honorable Lemos.
thank you, Mr. Chair. This proposed resolution number 532 has been laid on the table for the second time because of the lack of documentation that was provided by the owner of this radio station. But last week, Mr. Chair, they already provided the whole year of January 2025 of their broadcast. I have here a copy. I don't know if the copy was also...
Kindly present the copy to the secretary. May we, for record purposes, kindly present, and then kindly read the certification,
Yes.
less the content. Kindly present to the secretary so that the secretary will read the certification for purposes of compliance as matter of requirements. May I request the secretary to read the certification?
Mr. President, I have here a copy of the certificate of performance. This is addressed to the LGU Tagum for the month of January, for the whole year, Mr. President. It contains...
So for record purposes, the certificate of performance was already forwarded to the secretary. Please note that that record forms of the record of the Sangguniang. Can you proceed?
Yes, Mr. Chair. In addition, that documentation, that documents, Mr. Chair, was officially endorsed by the Office of the City Mayor. You have a copy of the endorsement.
There's an endorsement. Please take note, Mr. Secretary, on the content of the endorsement. Can we proceed now for
Yes, thank you,
proper
Mr.
deliberation?
Since all members of this body were already furnished with advanced copies of this draft resolution, in fact, this has been laid on the table for the second time, I move to dispense the reading of the whole text of this draft resolution number 532.
There's a motion to dispense the reading of the full text of draft resolution number 532, series 2026. This is in relation to the resolution authorizing the local chief executive to enter and sign for, on behalf of the city government, the broadcast contract with FM radio broadcasting station. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Rivita, Councilor Ala. If we have no if there's no objection, motion approved. Kindly proceed.
I move for the approval of this measure in second reading. I so move, Mr.
There's a
Chair.
motion for approval for second reading. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Rivita, Councilor Ala, and Councilor Ong. Kindly proceed now for your sponsorship speech.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For the information of everybody, so far we have two registration operating in our under contract with our city. One is AM, although can be converted also to FM, the XDN, and the other one is this radio station owned by Mr. Billy
Danreal, B. Dolatry.
Billy Dolatry. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So still, radio broadcasting remains a primary and effective medium of communication to reach a broadband spectrum of citizenry, particularly in rural and urban areas, to facilitate real-time information and public service, Mr. Chair. So since we also complied with our some requirements and no violation has been committed by this radio station, it is therefore a must that we should recommend for the renewal of the contract of this radio FM station, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Any further, do we have some interpellation from the members? Councilor Ala is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I would just like to clarify, I know that this is a topographical error. I would like to suggest to the Honorable good gentleman, Manino from Bisan Village, to correct the title of the resolution 532 since there is a topographical error of the spelling of the...
We will reserve that on the proper amendment
Okay,
portion.
thank you.
Do we have some discussion? If there's no discussion, let's proceed to the amendment. Kindly effect the amendment, Attorney Limos.
May we request the
Well, the
good gentleman for
Kindly present the amendment of the title, Councilor Ala. This is a floor amendment.
For amendment, Honorable Chair, a resolution authorizing Honorable Ray Tiwi, City Mayor, to enter into the sign on behalf of the City Government of Tagum, the broadcast contract with FM. I would just like to clarify if this broadcasting or broadcasting.
Yeah. So this
Station.
this is really a typographical error, broadcasting.
Okay.
So it lacks R.
Oh.
So this is a typographical error, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
kindly move for its amendment, Councilor Ala. Move for its amendment.
Amendment that here stated that the broadcast contract of the FM radio broadcasting from broadcasting to broadcasting station represented by its proprietor, Mr. Billy Dalril B. Delatre.
Okay, there's a motion for
Second,
minor
Mr. Chair.
correction, duly
Second.
seconded by Councilor Limos. If there's no objection, motion approved. Other
Another
amendment?
amendment, Mr. Chair, I move that all members present be made co-proponent of this measure.
There's
I
a
so move.
motion that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present be co-proponent. Second by Councilor Ala, Councilor Rivita. Do we have discussion, objection? If there's no objection, motion approved.
Finally, I move that this measure be approved in second and final reading. I so
There's a
move, Mr. Chair.
motion made by Honorable Limos that this draft resolution number 532, series 2026 be approved for second and final reading. Any second?
Seconded.
Seconded by Councilor Ala. Any objection? There's no objection. May I ask from our secretary for the determination of the votes before final banging of the gavel?
Yes. In favor, we have Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Ala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Rivita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rujuan. Mr. President, all members present are in favor.
Finally, draft resolution number 532, series 2026, finally approved for second and final reading. Let's proceed to unassigned business.
First item under assigned business, Mr. President, is resolution number 580, a resolution authorizing the city mayor, Honorable Ray Tiwi, to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the city government of Tagum, the memorandum of agreement for student internship program with Mako de Oro College.
Councilor Honorable Rex Jasper Ala is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Since copies were given of the said resolution number 580, series of 2026, I move to the dispense with the reading of the said resolution number, Honorable Presiding Officer.
There is a motion to dispense the reading of the full text of draft resolution number 580, series 2026. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Catayas, Councilor Ilion, Councilor Rivita, and Councilor Rovinos. If we have no objection, motion approved. Kindly proceed for the approval for second reading.
I move to approve in second reading, Honorable Presiding
There is a
Officer.
motion for approval for second reading, seconded by Councilor Rovinos, Councilor Catayas. Do we have some discussion, some
Just point of information, Honorable
point of
Presiding Officer.
information? Go ahead.
That this said resolution agreement between the city government of Tagum and the Mako de Oro College for the internship is a renewal of the said memorandum of agreement, Honorable Presiding Officer. And since the Mako de Oro College has also already complied with all the pertaining documents, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Okay, since as presented, that Mako de Oro have already complied all the necessary requirements for the renewal of the internship program. Do we have some interpellation? If they have no interpellation, let's close the period of discussion. Let's proceed now to the amendment.
amendment, Honorable Presiding Officer, that all of my fellow colleagues physically present will be co-proponent of the said resolution number 580 series of 2026.
There's a motion that all members be co-proponent. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Catayas, Councilor Rivita. If there's no objection, motion approved. Kindly include the resolution number of the city government of Tagum for as part of the amendment.
Okay, Honorable Presiding Officer. I will amend just, Honorable Presiding
Proceed.
Amendment, Honorable Presiding Officer, that the resolution number 580 series of 2026 will be attached to the memorandum of agreement of the city government of...
To inscribe the number on the city government contracting party. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Catayas, Councilor Rivita, that the resolution number will be placed under the contracting party, city government of Tagum. If we have no objection for the amendment, motion approved. Proceed for another amendment.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I move that this will be approved for second and final reading, Honorable Presiding
There's
Officer.
a motion that this be approved for second and final reading. May I request the secretary for the determination of the votes.
In favor, we have Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Ayala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Rivita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor William. Mr. President, all members present are in favor.
Finally, resolution number 580, series 2026 is finally approved for on second and final reading. Let's proceed to another item.
Yes, next, Mr. President, is resolution number 581, a resolution authorizing Honorable Ray City Mayor to effect the transfer without cost of unserviceable government-owned motor vehicles to Kanokotan National High School for instructional purposes in accordance with existing laws and Commission on Audit COA rules.
On record, we have draft resolution number 581, 582, and 583. They are of the same subject matter. May I request Honorable Wakan to present omnibusly.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. The foregoing draft resolutions number 581, 582, and 583 has been furnished in advance to each and every member of this council. I move to dispense with the reading of its full text, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There is a motion to dispense the reading of the full text of the resolution number 581, 582, 583 respectively, duly seconded by Councilors Leon, Councilor Rivita, Councilor Alan, Councilor Shara Uy Salazar. Any objection? If there's no objection, finally, to dispense the reading of the content or the full text of draft resolution number 581, 582, and 583. Can you proceed for approval for second reading?
I move, Mr. Presiding Officer, for its approval on second reading.
There's a motion for approval for second reading, draft resolution number 581, 582, 583. Any discussion?
For a brief discussion, Mr. Presiding Officer, for the information of all members, these draft resolutions involves several motorcycles and motor vehicles. In particular, for Kanukutan National High School, we intend to transfer without cost motorcycles consisting of 21 units. And for San Agustin, we intend to transfer without cost 6 motorcycles. And for National Trade School, we intend to transfer without cost 9 motorcycles and 6 motor vehicles. This will be used for their technical vocational livelihood program for the students for motorcycle and small engine servicing or MSES NC2 competency.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion from our interpellation from the members of the 10th City Council? If we have no this interpellation and or some concern item for that seek for clarification, Councilor Limos is recognized. These are all unserviceable vehicle for
Yeah,
instructional
because to my
purposes.
mind, if there is a donation of serviceable, it should be donated to the DepEd, then DepEd will enter into UMUA with this school. But somehow, since there is unserviceable for educational purposes, then
Okay.
I will withdraw my manifestation,
It's
Mr. Chair.
just an observation, just to ask clarification, okay? So, do we have other discussion? If no further discussion, let's proceed now to the amendment. Councilor Wakan is recognized again.
For purposes of amendment, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move that for the three resolutions that all members present be made as co-proponents of the draft resolutions. I so move.
There's a motion made by Honorable Wakan that the three resolutions that all members of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present be co-proponent of resolution number 581, draft resolution number 582, 583 respectively. Any second? Duly seconded by Councilor Catayas, Councilor Ala. Any objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Let's proceed to other amendments. Councilor Wakan is recognized for the final amendment.
I move for the approval of draft resolutions number 581, 582, and 583 on second and final reading, Mr. Presiding.
There's a motion that draft resolution number 581, 582, 583, all relating the transfer without cost to Barangay Kanukutan, for Kanukutan High School, San Agustin Integrated School, and Tagum National Trade School be approved for second and final reading. Any second? Duly seconded by Councilor Catayas. May I request that our Secretary to the Sangguniang to determine the votes for approval for second and final reading.
Yes, Mr. President, in favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliott, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lamos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillian. Mr. President, all members present are in favor.
All members, as certified by the Secretary to the Sangguniang, cast their votes favorably for the approval for second reading draft resolution number 581, 582, and 583, all relating transfer without cost of the properties, unserviceable properties of the city of Tagum in favor to the three schools. Since it was certified that all members have already cast their votes for second final reading, the presiding officer declares that they are approved for second and final reading. Next item for resolution number 584.
Resolution number 584, Mr. President, is a resolution authorizing Honorable Uy City Mayor to accept the transfer without cost of the completed project entitled Enhancement of Tagumpay Nature Park, recorded under account code number 1-07-03-090 and property number 0509-0002, amounting to 4,155,913 pesos and 50 centavos from the provincial government of Davao del Norte, pursuant to Sangguniang Panlungsod Resolution number 662, series of 2025.
Honorable Wakan is requested to present this draft resolution number 584.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. For draft resolution number 584, considering that each and every member has been timely furnished with a copy of this draft resolution, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text. I so move, Mr. Presiding
Moved
Officer.
by Honorable Wakan to dispense the reading of the full text of draft resolution number 584 with the title as presented by the Secretary to the Sangguniang. If there's no, any second, to, seconded by Councilor Ilion, Councilor Rivita, Councilor Alan, Councilor Iliot. If there's no objection, to dispense with the reading. If there's no objection, motion approved. Let's proceed to the motion for the adoption.
I move for its adoption on second reading, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's a motion for approval for second reading. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Ala, Councilor Kasi, and Councilor Ilion. Do we have a discussion, some presentation on the content of this draft resolution number 584? Honorable Wakan is requested.
For a brief discussion, Mr. Presiding Officer, this involves the provincial government of Davao del Norte initiated and completed project entitled The Enhancement of Tagumpay Nature Park, recorded under account number 107-03-090 and property number 0509-0002 with a total project cost of 4,155,913 pesos and 50 centavos. This is located at Botanical Park, Magdum, Tagum City. There was a thorough inspection, joint inspection and verification completed and conducted by the appropriate offices of the city government of Tagum to ensure that the asset is in good condition and compliant with the specifications through its submitted joint inspection report dated January 29, 2026, prepared and inspected by Engineering Assistant Richard B. Roba and Alan B. Ipanag, the Laboratory Inspector 3, and duly noted by the City Engineer, Engineer Roosevelt A. Corporal.
Okay, thank you for the brief presentation on the intent and purpose of draft resolution. This will finally authorize the local chief executive to accept the transfer without cost or the project initiated by the province of Davao del Norte. Any further discussion or any interpellation? If there's no interpellation and other discussion, let's proceed to the amendment.
For purposes of amendment, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move that all members physically present on today's session be made as co-proponents of this draft resolution number 584, series of 2026.
Moved by Honorable Wakan that all members of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present be co-proponent of this draft resolution. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Ala, Councilor Iliot, Councilor Rivita. Do we have objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Further amendment? Amendment for second and final reading?
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move that this be adopted and approved on second and final reading.
Moved by Honorable Wakan for approval for second and final reading, draft resolution number 584 with the title as presented be approved. Any second? Duly seconded, Councilor Rivita, Councilor Ala. May I request the Secretary to the Sangguniang to determine the votes for purposes of recording.
In favor, we have Councilor Torres, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Rivita, Councilor Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor William. Mr. President, all members present are in favor.
As determined by the Secretary of the Sangguniang that all members of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod voted for approval for second reading draft resolution number 584 series of 2026. Let's proceed to 585.
Next is Resolution 585, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Waiti Uy, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, the financing agreement with the People's Survival Fund Board for the implementation of Project Shallow or Safe Haven for a life below water ecosystem-based adaptation through mangrove habitat protection and restoration.
Again, may I request Honorable Wakan to present the draft resolution number 585.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Considering that each and every member has been furnished with a copy of this draft resolution number 585 series of 2026, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Moved by Honorable Wakan to dispense the reading of the full text of draft resolution number 585, series 2026. Any second? Duly seconded by Councilor Perez, Councilor Rivita. Any objection? If there's no objection, motion approved.
I move for its approval on second reading.
There's a motion for the approval for second reading, seconded by Councilor Perez. Do we have some discussion or brief information about this resolution?
For this resolution, draft resolution, Mr. Presiding Officer, involves Project Shallow, which is an ecosystem-based climate adaptation initiative that aims to protect, rehabilitate, and restore mangrove ecosystems as natural buffers against coastal hazards, enhance carbon sequestration, and support biodiversity conservation while strengthening the adaptive capacity and livelihood resilience of coastal communities through sustainable resource management and community-based stewardship of coastal barangays, namely Barangay Bingkungan, Barangay Busaon, Barangay Libuganon, Barangay Madaum, and Barangay San Isidro.
May we know for the amount being involved or to be handed over to the city from the Department of Finance?
The Project Shallow has a total cost of 8,265,000, of which 7,513,000 shall be funded by the People's Survival Fund, while the remaining 752,000 shall be provided as counterpart funding by the city government of Tagum or the implementing entity. This is in the form of gasoline, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Okay, thank you. Do we have some interpellation or any other concerns from the members for some matter of clarification? If we have no other items for discussion, let's proceed now to the amendment.
For amendment, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move that each and every member present on today's session be made as co-proponents of this draft resolution number 585, series of 2026.
Moved by Honorable Wakan that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present be co-proponent of said resolution. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Catayas, Councilor Ala, Councilor Rivita, and Councilor Iliot. Do we have objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Proceed to a final amendment.
I move for its approval on second and final reading.
There's a motion for approval for second and final reading. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Catayas, Councilor Rivita, Councilor Ala. May I request the Secretary to determine the votes for confirmation?
Yes, we have, in favor, we have Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Ala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Lazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor William. Mr. President, all members present are in favor.
Since all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod are in favor for the approval for second and final reading of draft resolution number 585, finally, draft resolution number 585 is approved for second and final reading. Let's proceed to resolution number 586.
Resolution number 586 is a resolution authorizing Attorney Neil John A. Villarico, City Legal Officer, to represent the City Government of Tagum and to file appropriate legal actions before any tribunal relative to the intermodal Transport Terminal Module 4 or TOTIT 4 project in line with the Commission on Audit Rules and Regulations.
Again, may I request Councilor Wakan for the presentation of draft resolution number
Thank you.
586.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Considering that all members present had been furnished with a copy of draft resolution number 586, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text. I so move, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's a motion to dispense the reading of the full text of draft resolution number 586, series 2026. We have second, duly seconded by Councilor Catayas, Councilor Ala. Do we have objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Can we proceed?
I move for its approval on second reading.
There's a motion for approval for second reading made by Honorable Wakan. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Catayas, Councilor Ala. Do we have some discussion?
For a brief discussion, Mr. Presiding Officer, the Commission on Audit, through an Audit Observation Memorandum or AOM number 24-003 dated February 27, 2024, called the attention of the implementing office agency relative to the Intermodal Transport Terminal Module 4 or TOTIT 4 project, and thereby recommended, among others, that the determination of accountability of responsible officials and the possible termination of the project should it be found non-viable. As required by the Commission on Audit, the implementing office directed the City Planning and Development Office to conduct a thorough and full-blown feasibility study to assess the market feasibility, technical, financial, operational, legal, and regulatory scheduling feasibility, and others to determine the project viability, practicality, and worthiness for the implementation of the project. So on the part of the City Legal Office, it conducted the preliminary investigation, which established that the TOTIT 4 project is not financially viable with projected negative cash flow and revenues insufficient to meet the operating and maintenance cost.
Okay, thank you for that presentation. May I solicit any discussion? Honorable Limos is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to manifest that I am not against the termination of this intermodal Terminal 4 located at Barangay Madao. In fact, the Impact Resolution number 40 series of 2025 was already approved last January 28, 2025 during our third regular session.
May I know,
July 28, 2025.
may I know the title of draft resolution number 40, approved resolution number 40?
Yes, a resolution terminating the implementation of the Intermodal Transport Terminal TOTIT Module 4 project due to non-viability based on the results of the feasibility study and in compliance with the recommendation of the Commission on Audit. So this means, Mr. Chair, that after the project, that was the time that a feasibility study was conducted. So the reverse is true here. Wala pa yung feasibility study, gi-implement na. Pag conduct feasibility study, dili day siya haom or dili day viable. So this is already approved, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
This is my
Can
observation.
we proceed?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Last February 17, you have here as restated by the later communication audit observation memorandum from CUA. It says here February 17, and I quote, the CUA Tagum audit team issued an audit observation memorandum recommending the management to submit the strategic plan of action project evaluation and study to ensure that government fund is not wasted, and to prove that the project is economically, financially, or technically impractical and or unnecessary. My question number one here is, was there a strategic plan already submitted by the management? So meaning by this administration? That's number one.
So there's one question.
Yes. Another observation, Mr. Chair, is I think there is, we are confronted here with legal complexities or procedural infirmities here, because though we already approved this resolution number 40 as early as July of 2025 during our third regular session, but you know, this project was made possible through borrowings, loan from
DBP.
Okay. So, we have here City Ordinance number 964, series of 2020. I will read the title. An ordinance entering into a loan agreement with the Development Bank of the Philippines in the amount of 675,343,000 pesos to fund various projects under the term loan 1, namely Intermodal Transport Terminal, TOTIT, Module 4, and so on and so forth.
For record purposes, may we know on what was the date where it was
Yeah.
approved?
This was approved on December 1, 2020. December 1, 2020.
Said ordinance number
964,
964, series 2020 was approved last
964,
December,
yes.
964 was approved last December 1, 2020.
Yes, Mr. Chair. I will read section 4 here, Mr. Chair,
Okay, go ahead.
of this ordinance, of which the source of fund of this TOTIT module 4, TOTIT 4, is sourced out. Section 4, it says here, the City of Tagum hereby appropriates the entire proceeds of the borrowing exclusively to finance the above-mentioned projects and other financial obligations relative thereto, and the implementation of the procurement procedure shall be in conformity with Republic Act number 9184 and other pertinent laws, and subject to the concurrence of the Sangguniang Panlungsod on matters relevant to the finality of the specifications of equipment and vehicles and the undertaking of projects by administration or by contract, unquote. My question here is about procedural, because Section 4 states here that this project must be implemented in substance now. And we have a resolution terminating the implementation. My legal query, which is it should be addressed by this august body, is, can this resolution supervene or supplant the ordinance approved as early as December? You know, basic is the rule that resolution is subservient to the ordinance. The ordinance is superior than the resolution. So, the resolution number 40, series of 22, Does Resolution number 40 of 2020 effectively terminates the implementation as mandated in the ordinance? That's my query, no, which we should address. Because to my mind, resolution cannot supervene or supplant the ordinance. It is very clear here that the source of funds of this model terminal in the amount of 45 million is sourced out through borrowing ordinance 964 series of 2020. So this is just my observation, Mr. Chair, aside from the strategic plan of action. Kasi para daw dili masayang ang ma-waste ang atong government funds o kung saon pag-recoup sa investment nato nga more than 27 million niya ang modal terminal nga naa din ha. Thirdly, deed of donation once accepted is considered as binding already. So there can be no collateral attack on donation. So there must have a court action. We have observations here about our donation that the donation is onerous, correct? But if that is already accepted, that is the law between the parties, and if the other party is aggrieved or in disadvantaged position, that can only be annulled through court action. So there can be no collateral attack, meaning we cannot, on our own, we cannot. It should be, there must be a court declaration on that, whether the allegation of onerous is true or not. So these are my observations, Mr. Chair, which these are all legal issues here. Because, may I ask also the proponent of this, Attorney, my compañero, Attorney Wakan, what authority shall we give to a specific authority to Attorney Villarico? Is it to file an action for declaratory relief? To declare that the inclusion of that item intermodal is unlawful, so that the court can also declare that totally that item should be terminated because that is not in accordance with law for failure to submit feasibility study prior to its approval. So with this observation, Mr. Chair, there is a need to revisit our move here because, you know, the COA says here that the City Development Council should conduct its investigation and determine who are responsible. And of course, hindi ko lang pangunahan yung legal dito, but somehow, you know, these offices, I think they are just recommendatory. Whatever the recommendation should be subject to the final say of this Sangguniang. So, parang nakukulangan ako. Dapat sabihin na niya kung liable ba si Kaloy o hindi. Kasi at that time, hindi pa kasali si Kaloy dito. Wala pa. So, this is just my observation, Mr. Chair. Anyway, it's in the record. Whether this is very, my point of clarity here should focus on Section 4. Whether the ordinance mandating to appropriately implement this loan amount to a specific item or program can be supplanted by the ordinance we declared last July 28 of 2025. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
There's an observation made, it's well taken by the Secretary to the Sangguniang. And may we know what is the specific question raised to the proponent, Honorable Limos?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Although this is not timely, this is a late observation because somehow my observation should be supposedly dwell on a resolution terminating the implementation. But somehow it was open because of a new authority to be given to our legal officer, Attorney Villarico, to file appropriate action. Although it is broad enough what action should be filed, giving him a leeway on to declare donation invalid or whatever, Mr. Chair. Yung sa akin lang, because as much as we will help the current administration to terminate that project, but to me, we encountered legal infirmity because the loan ordinance says that the project should be implemented, and here comes the resolution terminating. My question is, can the resolution supplant or supervene the ordinance which has not been declared as invalid by proper or by court of competent authority? That's my query, Mr. Chair.
Okay, there's a question here whether said resolution will supplant, and our subject matter will dwell on the subject matter first. So may we solicit answer from Honorable Wakan?
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. It is true, Mr. Presiding Officer, that a resolution cannot supplant an ordinance. But this ordinance, Mr. Presiding Officer, will not yet be replaced by this resolution because whatever savings that will be derived out of the specific project will be reappropriated through a specific appropriation ordinance also, Mr. Presiding Officer, not through a resolution. We are currently in determination whether or not we will continue with the project or not. So whatever amount that will be reappropriated or what is left out of the original amount loaned will be subject to a appropriation ordinance. And as to the deed of donation, Mr. Presiding Officer, we are not in the collaterally attacking the deed of donation, Mr. Presiding Officer, because what led to question now the propriety to continue with the project is that the deed of a donation itself provided a period that the construction shall be completed within the period of 3 years. And nearly 3 years, the project has not yet been completed, and the amount spent was already very substantial. We already spent 27 million out of the 45 million. And what has been built on the property? Only the footing or the foundation for the supposed building. Now, if we will continue, definitely the remaining amount will not be sufficient to complete the project. Now, we will be adding a substantial amount to complete the project, notwithstanding the condition imposed, the onerous condition imposed on the donation that it be completed on 3 years, within the term of 3 years, which we cannot follow, or we cannot beat the deadline, Mr. Presiding Officer. And as to the authority being sought by the city legal office based on this resolution, this is based on the COA recommendation that the agency or the city government of Tagum be allowed to file appropriate legal actions on the officers or officials sought to be that way may be found to be liable for the specific project. So those are the in answer to the queries raised by Honorable Attorney Boy Lemos.
Okay. So any other further discussion? Just to inform the members of the Sangguniang that every member of the Sangguniang was furnished with the preliminary, allow me to read the endorsement, furnished with the subject, nomenclated as subject, investigation into the intermodal transport terminal, module 4, Tutit 4 project. This was dated December 26, 2025, prepared by the legal team of the City of Tagum, namely prepared by Kim O. Idig, Accountant 1, Attorney 2, signed by Attorney John Michael C. Bartonare, Attorney Maria Angelita Tipendon, and noted by Attorney Neljan A. Villarico. In the final note, it states in the final note, it states here, kindly browse over the records so that everyone will be properly informed about the result of the investigation, and it's up to the Sangguniang to authorize, because the title of the resolution is authority of the legal officer to elevate this matter for legal scrutiny. Any further interpellation from Honorable Limos? We will dwell on the resolution, content of the resolution.
Yes, mine, Mr. Chair, is there are two existing legislation, both approved by the Sangguniang, and the other one is resolution and the other one is an ordinance. I have no question about the termination of the project, Mr. Chair. But mine only is to give an opinion or idea as to whether or not we effectively terminate the implementation of the Terminal 4. I will read again also Section 3, Mr. Chair, just to enlighten the body. Okay. Section 3 of the loan ordinance.
Okay,
Section 3 of the loan ordinance. Consistent with the covering term loan agreement, contract, deeds, and assignment, mortgage contracts, and such other agreement as may be entered into by the city in connection with the borrowing, the pictures, terms, and conditions shall be as follows and are hereby approved. And remember, this is an ordinance, and this was declared as invalid by a competent court. Project name, borrower, local government unit of Tagum City. Amount, 675,340,000. Purposes, term loan 1, various project, then unit, cost, amount. Then number one itself, intermodal transport terminal, Tutit module 4, amount 45,000. And this ordinance is 45 million, sorry. And this ordinance is still existing until now. You know, if an ordinance is not declared as null and void, that still subsists. So my query is, does our resolution dated January 28, resolution number 3, effectively supplant the ordinance 964 ba to? 946. So that we can make any appropriate curative remedy here. You know, sigurado ko maabot ni sa legal because the amount is not minimal. You know, if somebody is required to pay, they are posed to the wall. And of course, mo atubang yun na. Pag atubang, we have a saying in law, those who cause the cause is the cause of the evil cause. Kung kisay sadaan sa damage, siya ang... Now, remember, atong term ang wala nag-implement niya nga project. Suppose, pagpa-answer sa PICAS, mga ng PICAS, okay man ang project, mayabol, approve, kumplito, wa man nila implement. So doon ay damage. Kinsay cause karon sa damage? Sila ba? Tungod kay walay feasibility study? Or kita nga wala nagpadayon sa project despite it's being approved already? So mine here is, we have to make any curative measures here. Number one, by declaring that Section 3, Item 1 should be declared as null and void because there is no feasibility study. Or, can we prepare an ordinance also deleting that Section 1 or paragraph which was implemented even without feasibility study? Mine here is procedural. There is a procedural infirmities here. Because sa tingin ko, every one of us know, this is basic, that resolution cannot supplement, cannot supplant, or the court. Para
Another legislation.
yes, in proper time, but this is just an opening, an eye-opener for me, because this is the first time that I argue about this 2-4. Supposedly, I should have been raised this issue last January 28. But since this is the proper time for us to have an opportunity to discuss, thanks to my kumpanyero, Wakan,
Million 311,973.53. This is for on record, for the record purposes. So, on record, for the record purposes. So with this, these are the recommendations. So the Sangguniang will be again, it's now on the shoulder of the Sangguniang to decide on this. So we know the position of the good gentleman from Barangay La Filipina with regards to the recommendations set forth by the state auditors, dated, covered by AOM number 24-003, open, close parenthesis 23, dated February 27, 2024. This was addressed to for Honorable Ray Tiuy, City Mayor, Tagum City. Attention, Engineer Roosevelt A. Corporal, Mr. Sarex B. Gaming, and Attorney Marialina F. Baura. This is for the record purposes. So, may we ask again a position of the proponent for this particular piece of legislation.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. As stated, as you stated a while ago, Mr. Presiding Officer, there are two recommendations raised by the Commission on Audit based on the Audit Observation Memorandum. First is for the Sangguniang to issue a appropriate action to either to
elevate for legal action?
To support the termination of the project, and second, to determine the liable officers based on the project. And at hand, we are in the consideration on the second recommendation, that determination of those liable for the project, which is precisely this resolution we are presenting now. These answers for the second recommendation. As to the first recommendation, it was already answered by the Sangguniang, no, through a resolution way back in January. So at hand now is the second, again, the second recommendation, that we will be giving the authority now to the city legal officer based on their investigation as to who are the liable parties or persons for the project. Because per determination and per recommendation of the Commission on Audit, that should be submitted to their office. There must be an action to be made, which is, this will be the preliminary action. We will be giving the authority now to the city legal officer to file the appropriate action and the appropriate tribunal, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Okay, so it is clear that based on the title of this draft resolution under discussion, resolution number 586 is to give authority to the legal officer. And again, it's on the COA for the possible issuance, or because it's mentioned here, notice of disallowance, meaning to say, so that we can discuss this one, the Chair, motu proprio, declares 5 minutes recess for discussion. the recess, and then may we again solicit the position of the proponent.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. After thorough discussion and sharing of ideas, Mr. Presiding Officer, this representation deems it fit that this be subjected for be held in abeyance until the next scheduled session. So I so move that this particular measure be laid on the table, Mr. Presiding Officer. I so move.
There's a motion that this particular piece of legislation, specifically draft resolution number 586, series 2026, relating the intermodal terminal authority of the legal for the intermodal terminal, be laid on the table. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Sharaway Salazar, Councilor Peris, Councilor Rexala, Councilor Elliott. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, any objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Finally, this will be laid on the table on record. And let's proceed to draft resolution number 587. May I request the Secretary to the Sangguniang.
Mr. President, next we have Resolution 587, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to sign and accept in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the Memorandum of Agreement with the beneficiaries of the Livestock Commodity Grant Program.
May I again request Honorable Kasi for the presentation.
Mr. Chair, I move to dispense with the reading of Resolution Number 587.
There's a motion to dispense the reading of the full text of the draft resolution number 587, series 2026, seconded by Councilor Ala. Any objection? If there's no objection, motion approved.
I move for its approval on second reading, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Moved by Honorable Kasi that this be moved for second reading, approval for second reading. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Catayas, Councilor Ala, Councilor Rubinos. Any discussion? Discussion?
Discussion, Mr. Chair, just a short one. The proposal for the amendment of the COA for the livestock was to finally grant the commodities or the livestock to our recipients. The program has been established since 2007, and the City Mayor wants to award this finally to our 53 identified beneficiaries. This provides the identification of beneficiaries duly certified by the City Veterinary Office to ensure that only qualified recipients shall benefit from this program. Likewise, there is also an affidavit of undertaking binding themselves to properly care for the managed and the livestock granted to them in coordination with and in support of the City Government of Tagum. With this, program aims to support qualified farmers for providing livestock commodities such as cattle or carabao to enhance the agricultural productivity and improve their livelihood. With this, Mr. Chair, this will bind them to take care of the livestock and support from the city services. That's all I think, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you. This particular resolution will authorize the local chief executive for the livestock project. Any interpellation? Any further discussion? If there's none, let's proceed to the amendment portion.
Amendment, Mr. Chair, that on the contracting party, the resolution number shall be reflected.
There's a motion that on the contracting party, the resolution number be inscribed to the appropriate blank portion of the under the contracting party. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Ala, Councilor Robinos. Any objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Proceed to other amendment.
Another amendment, Mr. Chair, that this resolution shall be subject to form and style.
There's a motion that this resolution be, including the content of the MOA, be subject to form and style. Any second? seconded by Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Iliot, Councilor Ala. Do we have discussion, objection? If there's no objection, motion approved.
Another amendment, Mr. Chair, that on the last portion of the memorandum of agreement, a resolve furthermore shall be read as follows: that copies of this resolution be furnished to the office of the city mayor and the city veterinary's office. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion for the amendment of the resolve further. Any second? Seconded by Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Ala, Councilor Catayas. Any objection? If there's no objection, motion approved.
Lastly, Mr. Chair, I move that all members present shall be co-proponent.
There's a motion made by Councilor Rescasi that this be approved for second.
Davao del Norte.
Honorable Rubinos is requested to present.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Since all members were already given a copy of Resolution Number 588, I move to dispense with its reading, Mr. Presiding
There's a
Officer.
motion to dispense the reading of the full text of draft resolution number 588, seconded by Honorable Ala, Honorable Catayas. Do we have objection? If there's no objection, motion approved.
I move for its approval on second reading, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's a motion for second reading, approval for second reading. Any second?